Good morning, everybody. Just want to kind of do this programming task with you today. I'm going to be splitting the task up into about 3 different videos. So hopefully by the end of it, you'll have a good understanding of how to create windows, how to create these things called GUI components, how to grid up a window, and then basically how to customize different components. So first things first is what is a GUI? And a GUI is a graphical user interface. And a graphical user interface is the interface that we come across there whenever we deal with any application. And the graphical user interface that we're going to create, hopefully over the course of these videos, is a swim school graphical user interface. And I'm just going to show you the code, and I will obviously give you the code there for this. And this is what the graphical user interface will hopefully look like. So what do we see in front of us? So this is a GUI, and the GUI has labels, and in this label at the top here, it's got an image in it. Then it's got a label with some text in it. It's got another label here for this username. It's got another label here for the password. Now, these are interactive things here, so these are called entry boxes, where you can type in whatever you want. We've got 2 buttons down below. The login button won't do anything at the moment or presently. However, the clear screen will, at the end of the videos, be able to clear whatever is in those screens there. We're going to be using this thing called a grid method to put our GUI components onto our screen. And a grid method is where we split our screen up into rows and columns. So you can see there's one row where the image is, there's another row where the swim center label is, there's another row here where the username and the entry box is, there's another row where the password is, and there's another row where the login and the clear screen are. Now, although you can't see it, these rows are split up into 2 columns. Now, the columns there can be seen by username, password, and login are in one column. The 2 entry boxes are in a second column, but the way I've coded it is that the columns are merged together in the top 2 rows. I'll explain how to do that as well as we go through. So, okay, so first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to show you the code of how to create a window. So what you need to do is obviously you need to open up a new folder, and the folder that I'd like you to create would be something like Year 11 Programming. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to create a file if you don't know that already. Now I've got a Mac there, so I go into Applications, I scroll down to Python 3.8 and I go into Idle. If you're on a Windows machine, again, you would go down to the bottom right hand corner, click on the Start menu, it would bring up all the programs, and then you'd find Python 3.8 and you click into Idle as well. When you double click on Idle, it brings up a shell. Okay, we don't put our code in here. The results of our code will go in here, but we don't put the code in there. So we go File and New File, and you'll get a file that is untitled. And this is the one where we'll put the code into. So you've highlighted that untitled screen. You go File, Save As. Okay, we're going to Save As. And again, mine's a bit different from yours there. So go to where the folder, wherever the Year 11 folder programming that you've created. Basically select it, and you can put in something like swim school, like so, and you click on save. And if I minimize these, hopefully when you go back into your Year 11 programming, you can see there you got swimschool.png, py, which is the Python one. Now, in the post that I'm going to give you, there's a swimschool.png. That's for the image that we'll be using, but that will be shown in the next video. So, what are we going to do in this video? What we're going to do in this video is we're going to create a thing called a window. Okay, we're going to create a thing called a window. So, very simple to create a thing called a window. So what we do, the first thing we do is we do this thing called from tkinter import star. Now tkinter is a library that Python has, and that will allow you to create windows. It'll allow you to create all the GUI components that you will need in any project that we'll be doing at GCSE level. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a window. And the window I'm going to create is called root. Okay, I'm going to say equals and then tk. Okay, what I'm then going to do is I'm going to create the geometry of the root, a window. So what that is, I'm going to give it a width and a height, and I'm going with this one, I'm going to go 610 times by, we'll go 450. Now obviously you can play around with that. Obviously you can see the differences that it makes in terms of the sizes that you kind of create. But for this one we'll go 610 by 450. We're going to give the root window a title, okay, so that when we run it at the top of the screen you will see the title of the actual window. Okay, we're going to call it Swim School, and we're going to put it in quotes. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to give it a background color of yellow. Okay, and so I just go background equals, and then in quotes, and I just use the color that I want to there. And then obviously to get the program running, okay, this is going to be the last line. It's going to be root dot main loop. Okay, is that. So what I'm then going to do is I'm going to run that. Okay, and you've got to obviously save it before you run it, and it'll save automatically there. And you can see here the lines of code have been executed. So we now have a window called root. We've given it a geometry of 610 by 450. We've given it a title, and you can see the title there is Swim School. And what we've done is we've configured the background, and we've configured it as yellow. Root.main loop would be the last line in your program, and all the other code would go between the configure line and the main loop line. I'm hoping that makes all sense. So if you want to practice that yourself and create your own window, that would be fantastic. Good luck.